gents, welcome back to another episode of The Conversation. Today I'm here with Tebza, aka Tebza. He is an entrepreneur. He was homeless. Today he's got his own spot and we're out here. So ladies and gents, welcome Tebza. Thanks my guy. Cool, I appreciate it. So can you just tell me about yourself real quick, the person behind the coffee shop, the person behind the coffee, who are you?
My name is Tebza, as you said, aka known as Tebza, born and bred in Hillbrow by a single parent mother, and that's been my life. Hillbrow, Joburg, that's where I was born, where I was raised, and where everything started. Yeah.
So everything started. Did you have any crazy dreams? Because growing up in Hillbrow, it always feels like you don't have a way out. So what were your dreams growing up? What type of stuff did you have in mind?
Well, I had a lot of dreams. I wanted to be a professional football player, I wanted to be a rugby player, I wanted to be so many other things. I wanted to be a chef, I wanted to own my own business. So I believe myself as a creative. So my mind was all over the place, not having a place where to channel that energy. So dancer, actor, whatever that came, I was there.
And your mom, single parents, is difficult. Being a single mother is probably even worse because there's no sort of male guidance and stuff.
Yeah.
What sort of role did she have on your life today?
No, it was a huge role. She was the only breadwinner, so whatever that I know, I think I was taught by my mom. The care, the love, the hustle. I think I've got the hustling spirit because of how my mother used to hustle for us. And growing up, seeing her really take care of us, being selfless, giving up a lot of things for us. I think that was the biggest thing that I've learned from my mom, and I just appreciate about her.
And when you say us, do you have siblings or was it just you?
I've got siblings, but then I've got two siblings, a younger brother and a younger sister. But it was us, me and my brother first for the longest time. My sister is around 10 now, so she came in later on.
All right. And are you playing the role of father figure to her because you didn't have that for yourself?
Definitely.
And how is that?
Definitely. It's challenging because I think I have to watch a lot of things. I have to watch what I say, I have to watch what I do, I have to lead as an example so that she can see how a man is supposed to treat her, and how I treat her is an example of that, of how she must be treated by men, and how a leader, a man should behave around women. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. And then I read somewhere that for a while you were homeless, which is the source of this whole story, the depth of the story. Being homeless, what is that about? How does that feel? What does that do to someone at such a young age? Because you're only 24, so...
Yeah, I'm only 24. But I was homeless when I was still young. So it played a big portion of my life for a few years. We were homeless, in and out, homeless shelters. And I think for me, it gave me a perspective of how life is. It gave me a platform to really feel how it feels like to be really, really low at the lowest point.
That's the lowest of lows.
Yeah, so I think it played a big role in the way that I think. I later on joined an organization and we worked with the homeless, and my heart is there because I know how it feels like being homeless. I know how it feels like having no hope. And I think that gave me that push and that drive to really think outside of the box of how can I change my environment, how can this be different from how I want to be in the future.
And that organization that you're talking about, I read somewhere that there was an organization that basically gave you your first taste of coffee, or your first introduction to coffee. And can you talk to me a bit more about that organization?
Yeah, the organization is called MES, M-E-S. It stands for Mold, Empower, Serve. And it's an organization in Hillbrow that works with kids, the homeless, elderly. It just works with different people. And when we're doing an outreach, so it's a 10-day, they call it 10 Days of Hope. I met this lady called Grace Chen from China, and she introduced me to my real first experience with coffee. Then the love grew from that, and I had coffee with my mentors in the organization, and I just had things going on in my mind that, wow, this can be something that can actually change my life.
Yeah. So a taste of coffee is basically what led you to owning this establishment called Hill Brewed Coffee. First of all, the name Hill Brewed, where does it come from?
Hill Brewed, it's a hashtag that I used to use while I was doing photography. So I'm a model and a photographer as well. So I used to use the hashtag Hill Brewed to just tell stories of people that grew up in Hillbrow, and also tell stories of myself growing up in Hillbrow, how it was like, the streets, the people, just everything in general. Then 2 years ago, I had a dream to actually own my own coffee shop. And that is where it came from. There wasn't any better way to actually name my place. It's Hill Brewed, brewed in the hill. Playing around with the words.
That's clever.
That's how the
that's
name
amazing.
came.
Yeah. And now that you have this amazing place and stuff, I saw that a big help to you, especially when things were so low, was the Lions rugby team. They're just based down the road from here. What sort of role have they played in ensuring your success as a company?
Well, I think for them to actually come here and have their coffee every morning, that's the first thing. It's huge. That's the only way you can support a person is by buying their product or using their services. That's what they did. But then not only that, they actually exposed my brand to other people on their social media platforms. And now other people come through just to come check the Lions if they can spot the Lions
some players. They are here right now.
Some of them are here right now. So it's actually growing my brand, and with knowing a few of the other players. The players are my friends, so they want to support me because they're friends of mine, not only because they play for the Lions, but because they're friends. And now my friends are investing in me, and they're getting their friends to also invest and to buy and to also be around us.
And what are some of the challenges you have faced and that you face owning an establishment like this in an area like this?
I think the area doesn't have a lot of feet, so there's not a lot of people walking up and down, which is a challenge for a company that relies on feet to actually operate. But that's one of the challenges. Also, this is my first business and it's a huge place, so I'm still learning the nitty-gritties of running a business. But that, it comes with the job. It comes with learning how to manage your business, managing yourself as well, and also managing school. So because I still study,
I saw that as well. And what do you study, by the way?
Strategic brand communication.
So that should help you kind of promote your work properly.
Definitely.
And what are some of the advice or the words that you would give to people maybe who are in your situation or who are worse off than what you were back in the times when you were still homeless and stuff? What would you tell them? Because I'm pretty sure your current position is a voice for these young kids. Definitely an inspiration as well.
The only thing is that they should keep focus. That's one thing. They shouldn't lose hope and persevere. The pain will come and the pain will go. But then if you've got a vision, if you've got where you want to be, I usually say it's about the journey. It's not about the destination. This is also a step in my journey. This is not the end. There's still more that is going to come. The problems that I'm facing now are not going to be the same problems I'll face in 10 years. But the journey is what is worth it. That's the worth. That's what's actually. What can I say? That's the core. That's the core. You should follow the journey. Take it one day at a time. One step at a time, and you'll reach there. You'll definitely reach your destination.
And you're so well spoken, and you look like you're very driven and motivated. Who are some of the people that inspire you? Because now you're an inspiration, but in order to be an inspiration, you need to be inspired. So who inspires you to be you?
Sure. I'm inspired by a lot of people, but it's not even like celebrities or whatever. It's just daily people. My friend who works with me inspires me. How he's from like a background that is similar to mine, but he's also achieved something. My best friends, my uncle inspires me. My mentors inspire me. So it's those people that I meet on a daily basis, that I speak to, that I know, that inspire me.
And the team behind this amazing place, how many people do you work with? How does it roll? Do you guys have a roster or schedule? How does it work here at Hillbrook Coffee?
Hillbrook Coffee is
very
chilled.
Are you hands-on?
I'm hands-on. It's very chilled. At the moment, I'm the barista. Then I've got one guy that works with me. So it's 2 permanent guys at the moment. Then we've got 4 ladies that come in every second day. And it's a really chill place. We know our place. We know what we have to do to make the place going. So I don't really follow people around. I'm not too hands-on. When you've got your duty, you do it. So when we get here in the morning, we clean, all of us, then we start the day. So it's not really... It's really chill.
Really chill.
Chill.
That's
honestly
amazing,
chill.
I like the humility that you have. And like, you know, you have one store now. Do you have any plans of having more? What's next for you now for the next couple of years?
Definitely. I think the next store is coming soon. Might be a small little store that will sell only coffee because here we actually range coffee and food, so we do coffee and food. But the next store might be just a coffee store. It's going to be a bit small, and I'm going to take the brand to other places as well to venture out, to really take my brand out there. But I don't want to grow too big that I'm not hands-on.
You've got to be key with this. Yes. I mean, you've got to be focused for making the right choice.
Yeah, so that's the next step, and I'd like the place to actually be established as a kind of a restaurant. It's in the middle of nowhere. We don't have any other place like this in the area, and I'd like to build it to become like a restaurant so that people can come and see the gem that the city has to offer.
No man, seriously, and also I wanted to know what's the one thing you would change from your past?
One thing I'll change. I don't have anything that I'll change. The fact that I've went through extreme poverty, the fact that I went through life without knowing my father, those are the things that build my character. Those are the things that build me. So there's never any regret. I might wish that I would have had a father that I could speak to, but no, it made me who I am. I am who I am because of that situation. So I wouldn't change anything, definitely. I wouldn't change anything.
And any advice to the viewers who are watching, who are inspired by this amazing story, what would you tell them?
It's about the journey. Go through it, feel it, do not just pass it. That is what I'd say.
It's deep.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. Guys, if you don't know, now you know. It's in New Doornfontein, Johannesburg, right next to Ellis Park. It's called Hillbrook Coffee Company. Support a young black African man doing his thing. And thank you guys for watching, subscribing, liking, sharing, and the support. I appreciate that. Stay tuned for my next episode. Shout out to Leonie at the back of the camera. And God bless. Work hard. Don't pass the journey. Go through it. Enjoy it. Work hard. Be humble. And I'll check you on my next episode. I'm Rudy Samuel, and I'm signing out.